G'day guys, welcome back to the channel. Now on the bench you can see I've got a full set of aftermarket wheels and tyres. I bought these from Banggood a few months ago. I still haven't fitted them to one of my RC cars yet. As you can see, they're pretty soft tyres. They do have foam in them. They're not pre-glued, as you can see here, so you have to glue them yourself. And there's the foam inside there. So they are foam filled. Got a nice soft compound and a pretty aggressive tread pattern here, so they should grip rather well, being that they're soft as well. So yeah, these were actually only about 25 bucks off Banggood. They pop up on sale quite a bit. Usually I think they retail around $35 Australian. So I thought I'll make a video on them. They are actually marketed as wheels for the WLToys 144 series of buggies and the 124 buggies, but I'm not actually going to fit them to any of those buggies today. I'm actually going to install them on the 124/27 desert buggy here. And yeah, this is quite a bouncy buggy. I actually put up a YouTube short the other day when I took this to the pond last weekend. I had a bit of fun with it. It's not the best handling desert buggy out there. It does like to tip and roll over quite easily. I think it's mainly due to the fact of these tall beadlock tires. As you can see, they're rather narrow and tall, but yeah, this truck is a lot of fun. It always makes me laugh how it torque twists off the line, especially on 3S. It likes to lift up the left hand front wheel here, and yeah, it just tumbles and rolls, and it's a fun truck. Even though it's a bit of a handful to handle, you just have to watch out with this truck. I noticed you got to slow down when you corner it, and it doesn't tip over. But anyway, I'm going to fit these tires and wheels to this buggy. I actually bought them for this desert buggy because they're the same color as the rest of the chassis, and they are a little bit shorter. The original ones are a bit taller, as you can see here, but if you put them on the profile here, you can see they are a fair bit thicker tire than the original, even though they're a little bit shorter. The original ones are a bit taller. So yeah, I'm going to glue these up, and we're going to test these out on the truck. I'm going to take it for a bash. So I'll glue all these tires up, and yeah, we'll see how it looks first once I put these wheels on this buggy, and then we'll take it for a bash and see how it handles. See if it handles any better than with the standard tires being a little bit higher. So this should lower the center of gravity just a little bit. Okay, and it should have a bit of a wider track as well. Now also, when you buy these sets of tires, they actually give you a small bag here with a few accessories. So as you can see, we've got some really small body clips here with the tabs that you can actually attach to them. We've got some wheel 12mm hex wheel pins, as well as some wheel nuts, which are very tiny, and some washers or shims. All right, now they don't really suit a 144-001, which these tires are actually marketed for. These actually look like they suit a WLToys 128 scale, like a K989 or some of those newer models. So I'm not too sure why they included these, these small pins and wheel nuts and that in this kit. Maybe it's a bit of a mistake, but you get them anyway, guys. All right, so anyway, I'm going to glue these tires to these rims. We'll put them on, see how it looks like, and then I'll take this desert buggy for a bash, and hopefully these are a good mod to actually put on this truck and should improve the handling. I'm looking forward to see how it actually handles with these aggressive tread pattern on these tires, and being softer too. These are they're soft, but they're a harder compound. All right, guys. So if you're interested in these, I'll leave a link in the description below to Banggood where I got them from. They're only 25 Australian dollars, so in US dollars, probably under 20 bucks. So if you're interested in having a look, by all means, there'll be a link down below and you can check them out. All right, guys. Well, I thought I'll film this portion of the video. I wasn't going to, because I've done a couple of wheels already. But I thought if there's anyone new to the hobby that happen to be watching this video and don't know how to glue tires to the wheels, I just thought I'll quickly do this one. All right, guys. So as you can see here, you just want to separate the wheel from the rim. You don't have to take it totally off. And we just want to get some glue on this inside bead here on the rim itself, all right? Before we attach the tyre to the rim. So as you can see, these are 12mm rims. Suits a lot of 112 scale and 114 scale RC cars out there, all right? Now, I'm just going to use super glue because I ran out of proper RC tyre glue. The stuff that I actually got from Hobby King actually smelt like super glue anyway, and you can see here, suitable for plastic, rubber, leather, all that stuff. So cheap super glue works well. I used to use it a lot in when I first started the hobby anyway, to glue tyres. So what you want to do, just get a generous amount along that bead there. Okay, try to keep it in shot here. And so I'll put a generous amount all the way around. And you just want to get that bead of the tyre to stick on the back of that bead of the rim. Okay, so there you have it like that. What I like to do is just get your thumb in the center there and just push it down. All right, so it actually makes contact together with the rim and the bead of that tyre. Just hold it down for a while. I like to do the inside edge of the tyre first. That's just the way I do it. And then I'll do the outer face of the tyre last. All right. Then once you've held it down for a little while, I just like to put an extra bead of glue just around the rim and tyre here. So it's got like 2 layers of glue. All right. Now I'm just going to let this sit. I'm not going to do this side straight away. What I do typically is do the insides of all the 4 tyres and wheels, put them out in the sun. There's a little bit of wind out on the in the backyard here, a bit of sun. So yeah, just going to let that dry, and then I'll come back and show you them fitted to the car, guys. Okay guys, well, I've done the full set of wheels and tyres. As you can see, they're glued on both sides. Did the exact same procedure on the outer side of the rim. Glued it twice, one on the inner bead and then one around the actual outside of the rim and tyre. So they're double glued on both sides. So all that's left to do is install these new wheels and tyres to the WLToys 12427 Desert Buggy. So let's do that now. Boom! So there we have it, guys. Some nice, softer, and hopefully more grippier tyres and wheels on the 12427. So let's charge up some batteries and take it for a bash test. All right, guys, we're down at the pond here. I'm going to take the 12427 for a bash now. There's one thing I want to tell you about the fitment of these wheels and tyres. I do highly recommend that you purchase, or if you have them already on hand, put some 12mm extenders on the fronts, because they do tend to want to rub. See this turnbuckle here? It tends to want to rub against the inside of this wheel because of the offset of these wheels. Now what I've done, I've just modified it a bit. I took the little eyelet out. There's a little eyelet that goes inside that turnbuckle, which was making the actual screw protrude out a bit too high. So I've just replaced that eyelet with a washer. I don't know if you can see that there, but that's what I've done here. Okay, just there. So yeah, that's basically it, guys. That's all I had to do. So if you want to do the same sort of modification, you can just do that to make these fit. All right, as you can see, it's free spinning, so it's not too bad. While I was at it, I took these rear shocks off and just added a bit of grease in them, so they're less bouncy. As you can see, they're not as good as oil-filled shocks, but it sticks to the landing now rather than bouncing all over the place. And you can see when I compress the shock itself, it doesn't go up quickly. It sort of slowly goes back up. So anyway, guys, I've got a 3S in it. All right, this does handle 3S. So let's take for a rip and see how it handles now with these new tires and wheels from Banggood. All right, guys, let's go. They do seem pretty grippy, bit lower center of gravity. using these tyres. Bit of grease in the shocks seems to be helping. Seems to be a little bit less bouncier, especially on the rear. But being this designed desert truck, it does still tip over if you go too fast on the cornering. Yeah, they seem pretty grippy. This desert buggy moves out on 3S pretty good for being brushed. Oh, nice. Usually it'll tip over going over these. Yeah, so these wheels and tyres being a slightly lower profile than the stock ones, it's lowered the centre of gravity a little bit. Yes, I'm quite happy with these actually for 25 bucks Australian. I think the battery's getting tired now. So we pretty much ran out of battery, guys. You can see the lights are flashing now. So yeah, overall I'm pretty pleased with this wheel and tyre combo that I bought from Banggood. They seem to have plenty of grip comparing to the standard ones, and also being that they're a lower profile, center of gravity is a bit lower on this truck now. And yeah, even having the addition of a bit of grease in these rear shocks helped out with the bumps a fair bit. It's not as good as oil-filled shocks obviously, but it didn't do too bad. I mean, it still does tip over if you go flat out and try to corner. It's just the nature of this chassis. Even the Fayou models do the same thing. The Fayou Desert Eagle, I had one of those a while back. They do the same thing as these. They just tip over and roll over. But yeah, overall it seemed to handle better than the stock wheels and tyres. I'm very pleased with these. I'm going to keep these on this truck now. As you can see, it's pretty quick on 3S. These can handle 3S, not a problem. Put some kookaburras in the background there. So yeah guys, if you want to grab a set of these wheels and tyres yourself, I believe they're still in stock at Banggood. They cost me around $25 Australian, like I showed you at the start of the video. So in US dollars, probably under $20 US, I'm guessing, with the exchange rate. So yeah, I think they're a bargain for the price actually. I'm very pleased with them. It works out to only about, what, $5 each, $6 each Australian. So yeah, just bear in mind that, like I showed you at the start of the video, you have to glue them yourself, which is no big deal. One small tube of glue done the whole set. And as you can see at the start of the video, I showed you that I double glued them, one on the inner bead and then the outer side, on both sides of each wheel. So yeah, pretty pleased with these wheels and tyres, guys. I think it's a good mod for the truck itself, and it suits it. I reckon it looks really sharp on this truck, or this desert buggy, because it's the exact same color as the rest of the chassis. So yeah, links down below if you want to purchase these yourself, guys. And I'll catch you on the next one. If you like this video, give us a good old thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe as well and hit that notification bell. That way you'll be informed every time I drop a new video. So that's it from me, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you on the next one.